AI demonic? Should Christians use AI? In this video, I'm going to give you guys my perspective and my thoughts on AI and ChatGPT and this new world of technology. So AI is relatively new and it's been getting more and better and more advanced, and it gets scary a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I heard there's a Christian AI artist who has been doing very well. Now just imagine that, a Christian AI artist, a artificial intelligence artist who's making music and it's going on top charts. That is pretty scary. Now that part, I don't know if I agree with it. I don't want to agree with it, but I want to let this play out just a little bit more. But it is insane having an AI artist, something that you don't see, physically right here, and it's on top charts and it generates music by itself, stuff like that, and voice by itself. It's pretty crazy. So I do have a confession to make. I do use AI in my life. One of the ways I use it is to generate titles and thumbnails and stuff like that for my videos, because I'm not good at doing those things. And instead of paying somebody a lot of money, I'd rather have it right there and I can get it instantly. Now it does suck for the people who do work in that field, and AI is taking over jobs. And also for videos like this, I take a screenshot of this video and I put it into ChatGPT and I tell it to color grade it for me, or give me the right settings to make it look better, make it look cinematic. So in those ways, I use it to help my platform to look good, stuff like that. But where I think ChatGPT and AI can get out of hand is when you start mixing too much Bible stuff, too many questions that you should be asking God and not ChatGPT. You have to draw a line. Where am I replacing that time I was talking with God with ChatGPT? Because ChatGPT will give you answers to almost anything, biblical answers, fast. So I think it does get scary in that part, where people and Christians will fall into this trap of where they're not talking to God anymore, they're talking to ChatGPT. And we had to think about before AI, before ChatGPT, before we had all this new stuff now. Before, we didn't have internet, we didn't have computers, stuff like that. But when things were getting introduced, internet, stuff like that, people were scared because it's this new thing that is unheard of. Wi-Fi, internet, stuff that you don't see, that's giving you access to stuff. It's kind of weird. If you put your mind into the people of back in the day, replacing God with ChatGPT can be very easy because you get instant responses. There is now an option where you could FaceTime and it's pretty accurate. You could show your camera and it will explain to you everything that's going on in a real fast-paced response, and even talking to it in a fast-paced response. For me, I feel like ChatGPT AI can be helpful for Christians when growing content, when growing stuff online, or even structuring certain things. But it comes to a point where you shouldn't replace it with God. For me, what's acceptable is like making thumbnails, making titles, hashtags, stuff like that, and building a website or something like that, or clothing brand. But when it comes to personal stuff, I feel like that's where the line gets drawn. Where the personal stuff, you should be talking to it with God, not ChatGPT. And also one other cool thing you could do is, if you do use ChatGPT, you can have a debate. So you'll say, hey, be in the position of a Jew or a different religion, and let's have a debate and make it hard questions that Christians struggle to answer with. So that way you can build yourself up in your faith, and it makes you think, this thing's going to give you questions that Jews will give you, or stuff like that, and it'll make you think and stuff like that. It will help you train yourself, and so that way when you do debate somebody or you do defend your faith, you're building it already through AI. And also, people may have already done this, but I feel like it'll be scary when people start making sermons, with ChatGPT. You just put ChatGPT, hey, make me a sermon about faith, make me a sermon about love, or whatever it is. That's where it gets scary, because a sermon is something that you craft. It's something that God is speaking to you in that sermon. You're giving a message to a church, to church members, or to Christians, and it's from the heart. It's from your heart. It's from where you meditate on what you're going to say. And if you just ask ChatGPT, hey, give me a sermon, give me a script, that's where it gets scary. Because, like I said, things like that are personal. it's intimate with God. You shouldn't replace your intimacy with God with ChatGPT. So with that being said, I do feel like there is a line, where you should use ChatGPT and where you shouldn't. I don't think in general it is demonic. I think if you use it in those type of ways to maybe twist scripture, maybe to add stuff, I don't know. But my conclusion is that it's what you make it. It's what you're using it for and how you're using it. If you're replacing God with ChatGPT, then yes, it's going to be demonic. It's how you make it. It's how you make it be. If you guys like this video, make sure you click one of the videos up here to see what other content I have made. I'm out. Peace.